Welcome to Live with Letdown. Today's topic is about going to the studio for the first time, what you need to do to be prepared for when you book your first studio visit. All right, John, go ahead and start. Go ahead and start us off. Go for it.
All right, guys. So if you're going into the studio for the first time, please, for the love of God, don't play or don't write that you can't play.
Yes.
There has been so many times where drummers, I'm calling you out. We know you want to blast. We know you want to do fills that are only possible with
Superior.
eight hands or two.
Yes.
It's cool. It sounds when we edit your 8-hand fills, but in all seriousness, just come prepared.
Don't, guitars, I'm calling you out. Don't write stuff that you can't play, man, because you're just going to waste time in the studio trying take after take after take, and you're just wasting time. So before you come to the studio, make sure that you practice your songs. They need to be able to play with their eyes closed. This is something that we've experienced for many years, and it happens all the time to this day still. And I get it. You're excited to go to the studio. You finally wrote some songs. You're excited to get them out. Get a good recording going. But just make sure you practice and you know your stuff, man. The studio is not the place to experiment, unless you're paying for it. But a lot of studios nowadays, especially ours, we don't go by hour anymore. We go per song, so we don't have time to experiment. Helpful hint number 1. Number 2, what's number 2, John?
Take pride in your instruments.
Yeah.
So make sure, guitarists, make sure you are coming with new strings. Drummers, switch the heads and the reso heads too. I'm a big person to admit that I never switched my reso heads, so it makes a big difference.
It does.
Vocalists, sing before you come in. Know your harmonies.
Yeah.
Know what you're doing. Bass players, show up.
Show up with strings, though. No strings. John's right. Take pride in the sound that you're trying to present to your audience. So that does mean if it's in the budget, new heads, new drum heads, new strings, vocalists, prior to getting to the studio, make sure that, get in your car, sing your favorite song, get warmed up, because the studio is not the place to do 50, 60 takes.
Exercises.
And we're just speaking from experience because we've been doing this for a while, and the bands that come prepared usually end up with the best product. So another thing, before you come into the studio, make sure that you have a clear vision of what you want the end product to sound like. Here at Letdown, we do mandatory pre-production meetings. So we sit down, we get to know the band, we discuss a budget, we discuss a timeline. But what me and John are really trying to do is we're trying to figure out what your end goal is for your audience. Does that mean is it a more natural sound? Is it a more processed sound? And usually in those discussions with the bands that we're having, we can start thinking what production techniques we're going to use in the studio to help achieve the sound that we talked about. So whatever studio you go to, I would highly recommend that you meet with, whoever's producing your record or the recording engineer and thoroughly discuss what you want to sound like when the finished product's done. What else, John?
So the last thing that I would suggest for bands is come in with a good attitude. Yeah. So if you go in knowing that your product is going to sound good, it's going to come out good. It's going to translate. So perform, have fun, perform it as if you were playing it in front of people, but also understand that things are going to happen. Not everything is going to go the way you want. So have options and be open-minded, because that's going to be the most important part, and trust your producer. So they will make suggestions, and even though it may not be what you originally saw fit, it may be in the best interest of the song. So keep that in mind. It's not always the best thing in the world to hear. Come open-minded. Accept feedback.
Accept constructive feedback. There you go.
Constructive
love it.
criticism. There we go.
Constructive. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yes.
Accept feedback.
Okay. Accept feedback, guys.
Have fun.
Have fun. Yes.
And be open.
No. Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yes.
If the producer suggests something, be open to it. Don't be a dick.
Yes. Yes, please. Yeah, come on. They know what they're doing. You know, trust them. They want your music to be a success. You know, then they're a hit. Like it's a give and take. Like listen to them, okay? Not all the time, but listen to them. You know, start that conversation with them. Most importantly, just remember, guys, like you're living the dream when you're going to the studio and you're having fun with your friends, and that is what it means to be in a band and enjoy yourself and to be in this world of making music. You know, it's not about getting famous. It's not about all that that you see on TV. Although that's cool and you know, it can be part of the goal, but the part I always tell everybody, enjoy every moment that you can with your bandmates. Go to, you know, play as many shows as you can. Go to the studio as often as you can. Tour as much as you can. You know, make it happen for yourselves. That's what the dream is, you know. All the other stuff will come if it's good enough. But even if it doesn't, you still had a blast with your friends, man. So that's the best, you know, that's what music is about. So thank you for tuning in to Live with Letdown. We just want to talk about, you know, getting ready for the studio. You got anything else to say, John?
Thank you for tuning in.
We'll catch you on the next episode.